What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So we got another leak from the Cobra. Peter Fury questioning whether Tyson Fury has the gonads to get at it with Usyk. Yeah? Peter Fury, Tyson Fury's uncle, aka Luke McGuinness. So Peter Fury, Luke McGuinness's uncle, is unsure whether or not Tyson Fury wants to go to that place to Winner's Paradise. Oh, more or less, never mind Winners, to Warrior's Paradise. Yeah, Peter Fury said spark to Luke McGuinness. Do you want to travel to Warrior's Paradise, Tyson? Luke. Yeah? That's the question. Yet to be answered. We're still waiting for that one. You best believe it. All the cats who wasted money on Tyson Fury, we still waiting to see that. At not one point was he fixing to travel to Warrior's Paradise. Yeah, he in there pulling back and backpedaling somewhere. Anyway, let's get to the bars. 100%, no doubt about it. Stop.
I do think Tyson can win the rematch. I think he's big enough, he's good enough. I think he's past his best, but he's going to be, at his age, 35, 36 years old, but he's still got enough to beat the smaller man in Usyk, but I'm just not sure he does. Do you think I know we both agree he can beat him, he's got all the attributes, but do you think he does beat him in the rematch in December? Think he actually does it?
Well, it depends. Look, Carl, it depends. Yes, he can, but can he? It depends. It depends on a lot of other outside factors, because how much is he going to dig down? How much is he going to listen and get the right advice? Who's going to be doing it? All these things play a factor. But the best of him, if you've got two elite fighters together, the big one should overcome the small one in a boxing match.
He should win.
Because of the attributes.
Yeah.
The size, the attributes, the weight, if he uses his weight correct.
But I'm just not sure he does. Do you think I know we both agree he can beat him, he's got all the attributes, but do you think he does beat him in the rematch in December? Think he actually does it?
Well, it depends. Look, Carl, it depends. Yes, he can, but can he? It depends. It depends on a lot of other outside factors, because how much is he going to dig down?
So you heard that from Peter Fury. How much is it, people? Yeah? Peter Fury believes Luke McGuinness can win. It's dependent on how much he's going to dig down. People. He didn't dig down. We've seen this story before. Tyson Fury at one point in his career, when he was younger and fresher and hungrier, he would dig down. I think that's fair to say. He dug in against Cunningham. He dug in against Wilder. He dug in it. Well, I'm probably about it, innit? To be fair, but okay, let's leave it there. He dug in. Now, though, Ngannou, a mixed martial arts wrestler, he didn't dig in. He got knocked down, didn't even try and score a knockdown himself. And all due respect, he could have lost that fight. That fight was a lot closer than the Usyk fight was. People saying, "Oh, that was a close fight with Usyk." You, man, weren't saying nothing about the Ngannou fight, because that fight was close. And he lost it. Yeah? So again, Fury himself even said, yeah, it wasn't a good showing, and he knew it was close. The Usyk fight, he may have been punched half unconscious and hence didn't really have good recall of the events, but the Ngannou fight, he was fully conscious and he knew, okay, that was close. So, he knew it was close, and still, he had no other gear. And that's against a stiff, he's a big unit, but he's slow, and he's predictable Ngannou, as AJ showed. AJ's never knocked someone out in 2 rounds, ever. That shows you how predictable and cumbersome he is, right? People, you name me one boxer, AJ sparked out in 2 rounds. Oops, not one. So, that shows you how useless Ngannou is, all due respect. AJ's good, yeah, but he ain't that good. If he was, he'd have knocked out a few other people in round 2. That has never been the case. AJ was in there plugging away with Dominic Brazil, right? 7 rounds. So, he's never had it like that. He's never had 2-round knockout power. So, Ngannou is no good like that. Predictable, slow. My point? Ngannou was just as predictable and slow when he fought Fury. Fury couldn't do nothing and didn't want to do nothing. They knew the fight was close after 2 rounds. 2 rounds to go after 10 rounds. And I think even his corner was saying, come on Tyson, we need to make sure we get these 2 rounds. Tyson didn't really do nothing. So, he wasn't... If Tyson could have easily... If that fight wasn't rigged by the WBC and by Turkey, Prince Turkey, Sheikh Mohammed, Desert Diddy, then he'd lost. And that would have been that. He nicked that fight. When you nick fights, it's like, or when you get a win, people forget. But in reality, you didn't show us no warrior spirit there. Then you get in with Usyk. You come running out and then backpedal the rest of the fight. Then get your nose busted in round 8. There was no spite from you. Get knocked out in round 9. No spite for the next 3 rounds. So Peter Fury is absolutely correct when he says it depends how much he wants it. Now, wanting a fight, there's been loads of fighters who want to fight and still lose, but that gets you in the game. We've seen it before, recently with Inoue. Inoue is like the big thing and the big killer, right? But when Inoue fought Lewis Neri and got put down, got his cherry popped for the first time in his career, people, you can look at Lewis Neri. Traditionally, smaller fighters are more technical or more skilled and whatnot. Neri is like an out-and-out brawler. A Chisora-esque type cat. Inoue's fought a whole bunch of boxer punchers, technical guys, right? No one's ever been able to put him down or even really come close. What enabled Neri to even be in the game was that raw, I don't care who this big puncher is, this devastating pound for pound top 2 or 3, Inoue, I'm coming and having a go. In terms of skill, Inoue's like an 8 or a 9 and Neri's like a 2 or a 3. But that raw, you're getting it, is what had him in that fight, essentially. So you can have lacking skill, like Neri did, but come with something. Or the other weekend we watched that guy, not Chocolatito, what's his name? Eddie Hearn's guy, the slick one. He was fighting some old head. And the old head got put down. It was just clearly he was slower and getting touched everywhere. But then he scores his own knockdown. And knocks that guy, I forgot his name now, but he's like a big guy, southpaw, coming up at a smaller weight division. He was the big thing, and he got put down for the first time in his career. The old dude was just hard and ready to fight. So you can be in there with a younger man, a more talented man, a quicker man, but come to fight, and you're in the game, or you have a chance in the game. So there's no debating. Being hard and having a go can only increase your chances. It might mean you get knocked out a bit quicker, but it means you're in the game. What we know for damn sure, Tyson Fury, yeah, you can say, oh, rounds 4, 5 and 6, rounds 5 and 6 YB. That was because he was actually letting his hands go, right? Fury didn't have that mentality. Fury had an aggressive mentality for rounds 4, 5 and 6 in particular. 5 and 6. The rest of the fight, he backpedaling. So if he comes in there with 5 and 6, he's at least in the game at that point. And he's not as vulnerable to getting clipped. And he might even hurt Usyk. We saw Usyk half hurt in the round 6. You're in the game. When you're backpedaling, you're just fish food. It's very hard to win a fight when all you're doing is running backwards. And all due respect, Tyson Fury's defense isn't all that. It's always been overrated. He's supposed to be this slick guy, but Wilder put his ass down. Even after the second fight, where Fury stormtrooped him, the third fight, Fury gets put down twice in 1 round, and that's Wilder, who was 230 pounds, all pumped up and slow, and who's sloppy. He put you down twice. So Fury's defense really has never been that slick. We've been told it, we haven't actually seen it. That slick, oh, he's got the head movement, got the slickness. He has until he hasn't. All that slick head movement, where was it with Ngannou, who's slow as molasses? Where was it with Wilder, who's just gangly and a basketball player? Where was it with Usyk? Right? We yet to see it. So that backpedaling with your moody defense is no good. Yeah? Golovkin style. Carrot top style. That's what needs to be the narrative here. Does Fury have the balls for it? I don't believe so. I think if he was shot before, if he didn't want to fight with Ngannou, if he was a bit nervous about his chin with Ngannou after being put down, he ain't going to want to tangle with Usyk. That's what he's not going to want to do. And there's an argument. Usyk could just box Fury's head off, spark off for him. Boop, boop, boop. Usyk might not even press him next time. There's a case that Usyk doesn't even need to press Fury. Usyk can just outlast and outbox and outpace and touch him all over. Yeah? Give him the desert Diddy. There's an argument for that as well. So if Usyk does decide to go on the back foot, Fury ain't going to win that fight. So he's got to come forward. He's either got to meet Usyk in the centre of the ring and change the dynamics like he did in rounds 5 and 6, or he's got to, or he's got to chase Usyk around the ring. That's what you got to do. Because he tried all that boxing shtick. It ain't work. So forget about that. But in reality, Fury had about 3 or 4 rounds in that fight where he was working hard, and he was gassed. He was so slow. Yeah, people who don't even watch boxing were telling me. Michelle was telling me, "Hey man, he looks super slow. He was so slow. He was so slow in the back half of the fight. He's so slow. So even if he does come to fight, he's only got about 6 rounds, and he's going to be so slow. I am surprised. Maybe it's me who's wrong. Maybe I'm going to curse Usyk. I don't know how everyone's saying. Carl Rogers saying, yeah, he'll win. I got Fury winning. Peter Fury saying, yeah, he can win. I mean, the narrative in Peter Fury is my traditional narrative. The bigger man. But unfortunately, the bigger man, what is that at its... The bigger man and the attributes. What is that, though, in terms of boxing? The bigger man usually means he can take a better shot. Your chin's gooder, right? Smaller men can't usually hurt big men. Well, that's not true. So Tyson Fury doesn't have the best chin. Yeah, Tyson Fury doesn't have a big man chin compared to Usyk. Tyson Fury doesn't have big man power compared to Usyk. He just don't. All Tyson Fury has is long limbs that are super slow after 6 rounds. Got some speed at the start, but okay. So he's a big man for what? Usually you're a big man for punching and then taking shots. Well, he's not a puncher and he can't take a shot, so what is he really good at being a big man? Or even the jab. Traditionally, a big man has a big, strong, dominant jab. Tyson's really never had that. Even if you watch Wilder 2 back. Fury, he pops it out and then throws the right hand, but it's not... Fury's not like a Lennox Lewis that can triple it up and pop and proper do your head in. He's never been that guy. Unless he's fighting someone like Chisora, who's just standing there in front of him with his, with his head open. So that narrative of the big man, listen, YB, you're a hypocrite. Yeah, I was all in on that narrative. He's too big, Fury could be too long. Fury gave me the bars essentially. Fury told me, I got 9 inches of reach, I can just stand back and pop him in the mouth all night and he can't hit me. I don't know, I believed it. I'm not gonna lie. But that's over now. You get one chance with me. You get one chance with me to tell me about all these big things you have. Then when you don't bring none of them, that's it now. So I am confused why Peter Fury and Carl Froch are still banging the drum about how big he is. We saw how big he was. And it did nothing, essentially. So now you've got to reinvent it and say, well, he's still so big, but he just needs to what? He was already big. Yeah? It's not like he was 230 pounds before and now he's 270. He was already big. In the best shape of his life, essentially. Perfect weight. Not too heavy, not too slim. Yeah? So, can he do it? I think the odds are fair. The odds are that Usyk's kind of like a, what is it? I think Usyk's a 65-35, 60-40 favourite. And that seems about right, but you've got to lean with Usyk here. You've got to lean with Usyk. I think the cardio is a key thing as well. I think Usyk expended a lot of energy in early rounds that he doesn't need to. If Usyk calmed down a bit and just let Tyson... If I was strategizing this, or if I was strategizing this for Usyk, man, we know Fury's going to be slow in the back 6. If you can just stay in the mix in the first 6, and then traditionally Usyk, he's in the mix for the first 4 to 6, and then he starts ramping up and people can't keep the pace. With AJ, with Dubois, with AJ, Dubois, someone else. Anyway, that's the history. AJ, Dubois, even Fury. Usyk catches everyone in the back half. So if you can be in there, Tony Bellew, that was it. Tony Bellew, for example, perfect example of that. Usyk was losing, / the fight was a bit close, and then bosh. Yeah, he gets going. If Usyk goes in there on that tip, he's not going to take the shots he was taking in round 5 and 6. He only took them, all due respect, because he was coming forward. It's easy to walk onto shots when you're storming forward. If you're boxing, though, when have you ever seen Usyk hit with a 3-punch combination when he's boxing? Never. Just never see it. When you've got your earmuffs on and you're ploughing forward, it's easy for someone who's pulling back to slap a few shots in. If Usyk's boxing with him, Fury will be having to lean over and he'll get him popped in his mouth and Usyk will just be building. And then after round 6, Fury will be so slow. In the second fight, the first fight, Usyk, even then he capitalised. Even when he was tired himself. Usyk was categorically tired himself after the first 6. But even then he was the quicker fighter in the back half. So imagine now if Usyk goes in there, yeah, and just has a look for 6 rounds and then starts building like he normally does. Fury will be so slow. I actually think that's the best strategy for Usyk. I don't think he should come out on the front foot again, off the rip. Yeah, it's a bit like fighting Canelo. Yeah, if I'm making a game plan to fight Canelo, we're not looking to do much work in the first 6. Because we know down the back straight he's going to be blowing. A lot slower, a lot less willing to throw punches. And Fury was so slow. And his feet were so slow at that point. And I watched the Vlad fight back, thinking, oh my god, Fury's fell off. But I watched that back. Fury wasn't that quick then. He was clinching and cumbersome, and he wasn't that slick and fast like I remember, like I've been told it's been when I watched it back. So that was in his prime 10 years ago. He's even slower now. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. People, smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%, no doubt about it. Stop it.